Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now for a moment of silence.
Hello, Homestead. It's Friday, November 4th, and time for another edition of HHS In Depth. I'm Reagan Jones.
And I'm Jessica Walter. On today's show, it is time for No Shave November, and this year many male teachers and staff are participating in order to raise money for Riley's Children's Hospital. You'll learn about the details today.
Reporter Kara Allen brings us a story on this year's fall play, Neil Simon's Rumors, which debuted last night. You'll learn about the play and the cast members that are starring in it.
Reporter Sydney Scholl catches up with our robotics team to see how their year is going and how the construction of the new robot is coming along.
I bring you a story over Homestead student government to show you the students behind it and what they're doing to make Homestead a better place.
We'll have all these stories as well as a new student profile, a new sports corner with Austin Render, and our weekend weather forecast with Riley Kumala.
So stay tuned for today's episode of HHS In Depth. You may have heard about the No Shave November campaign around the school, but do you know what it entails and who benefits from it? If not, reporter Madison McConaughey gets you all caught up.
This year, Homestead will be holding a Riley Dance Marathon, where we will be raising money for Riley's Hospital for Children. Throughout the school year, the Dance Marathon Committee will be holding multiple fundraising events. For the month of November, Dance Marathon is holding a No Shave November fundraiser.
Fill it up. Every week, we get $100 in Ginder's bucket, then I'll continue to let it go all the way till November, Thanksgiving break. I'm sure it'll be glorious. I hate a beard, but you put $100 in there a week, I'll let the top and the face go.
And the idea is to raise some money, so I guess we have in our rooms some buckets to raise money for Riley Hospital, which students are donating to. So I looked in my bucket today and somebody's already put in $50. So I hear that Mr. Ginder has a goal of raising $100 a week. So if he's trying to raise $100 a week, I think I'd like to try to do $150 a week.
All proceeds from Riley Dance Marathon fundraising events goes to Riley's Hospital for Children, where it will be used for patient care and research.
I think it's an opportunity for our kids to give back to the community. We talked about a lot of different things that we could do locally or otherwise. This had no bearing on the decision, but many of our families have had kids who have received services at Riley, including my own son. And so when you've been there and you've seen the links and the breadth and depth of the program and the great things that they do for kids and for families, for people, I think it's valuable and just wanted to be a part of something that was good.
It's going to a really worthwhile cause where you've got a lot of kids who are going through a really rough time in their life who hopefully and thankfully a lot of us don't have to go through the same trials that they're going through. So it'd be a great opportunity for everybody to get involved. And you get to torture some of your teachers as well and make them shave weird things into their face. So that's always fun too.
Students are encouraged to participate by not only donating, but by joining their teachers and not shaving.
You know, I'm going to throw out a challenge to the boys in the room, meaning our students. DC Mickey shouldn't be the only one with a cool beard. There's lots of you who could grow some nasty looking hair on your face, and this would be a fun thing to do across the building. Go for it. It may not grow in ways we want it to, but let's see what we can do. And then obviously there's a bunch of your teachers, male teachers, who have chosen to be a part of this, and we're excited about that. And you can donate to their buckets as well. And some of them I think might up the ante on their challenges. So pay attention to what's going on in your different classes.
If each teacher meets their fundraising goals for the No Shave November event, they have agreed to shave their beards in wacky ways. To ensure your teachers do this, make sure you raise the money. For HHS In Depth, I'm Madison McConaughey.
Students, there are many lost and found items that have been turned in. All items will be placed on a table outside the discipline office. Anything that is not picked up today will be donated to charity.
Next Wednesday, November 9th, Photography Club will be meeting after school in room 104 for the cookie dough fundraiser. This is a mandatory meeting, so members should be planning on attending. Pizza will be provided.
Audio aficionados will be listening to Bookends by Simon and Garfunkel. Go out to room 600B to listen and chat about music.
Biomed Club members, there will be a meeting on Wednesday, November 9th, hosting Dr. Wolf, a pediatrician, in Miss Barron's room, room 215. The meeting starts at 2:45 and will end by 3:30.
You may have caught the first showing of our annual fall play, Rumors, last night, but with 2 more showings this weekend, here is your chance to learn about the play and the student cast that is in it. Kara Allen has the story.
Students and staff have been working hard to bring you the annual fall play at Homestead. This year, Neil Simon's popular production Rumors was the choice to make come to life for audiences and has been something the entire crew has been working on for a long time.
We have been working on Rumors by Neil Simon since about September. It's a very, very small cast. It's only about 10 or 12 people, so it was really hard for Mr. Shaw to choose a cast because they had to have really specific chemistry.
The show is really, really funny. It's about a bunch of friends getting together and they're expecting a grand dinner party, but what they come into is complete chaos. We find that the host has shot himself supposedly through the earlobe and the wife is nowhere to be found.
It's a farce, so the comedic timing has to be perfect, and everybody that he picked has worked really hard to make sure that all of their cues and lines are perfectly matched up to their partners.
Seniors Gwen Bear and Daniel Meredith, veterans of past Homestead Fall plays, play 2 of the main characters in this year's production.
I play Chris Gorman, and she is the first one to arrive to the dinner party, and then her husband and her have to deal with their best friend shooting himself in the earlobe and finding out the mystery of what actually happened.
My character Ken and my wife, who's Gwen Bearer, we arrive first and we have no idea what's going on. And my character just tries to keep everyone calm and collected, but then towards the end it just erupts into mass chaos to the point where police come in. So it's really funny and I suggest everyone goes out to see it.
The first show debuted last night, but Rumors will have 2 encore performances this weekend, including one tonight and one tomorrow. Both showtimes will be at 7:30 p.m. and tickets can be purchased for $8 at lunch today or at the door. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Kara Allen.
Okay, come here.
What's wrong with here?
The nearest there. Here's better. Will you come here?
Every year you elect students to be on Homestead student government, but do you know what they do to make Homestead a better place? Here's my story on the students who make up our student government.
Behind every event that happens here at Homestead, there is a select group of students that are working tirelessly to make the occasion amazing. This group is student government, composed of representatives and officers. Each grade has students elected into these elite positions. Every grade is responsible for planning a certain event each year.
So the freshmen used to plan MORP, but now that that died out, they are kind of just up in the air on what they're doing. There's some events coming up in the spring that hopefully they'll become really involved in.
Our sophomores, they are responsible for planning semi-formal, and our juniors are responsible for planning prom. Seniors, they are responsible for homecoming, senior activities day, and graduation as well. All of those students will also form committees to plan notorious netters, dirty duckers, and all sorts of activities that we do throughout the year.
Each member of student government, from officers to sponsors, finds that student government is a great way to get involved with Homestead.
I wanted to be a part of student government because I knew I'd make a big impact on the school, and I also like being the leader of things.
I wanted to become a part of student government just because I really wanted to make a difference here at Homestead, just because I saw student government as a platform for change, so I really wanted to get involved with that and just become more involved in my school.
I wanted to be a part of student government because it was my first year here at Homestead, and it was an opportunity for me to get to know the students. I've had a lot of experience in working with student organizations, and I thought that that would be a good opportunity for me to further do that and have fun at the same time.
All students involved have a different opinion on the best part of student government, but overall they enjoy the impact they have on the school.
The best part of student government is seeing all of our events go successfully and like seeing how the students react to it. Like this past homecoming, everybody loved it, and I think that was the best part, knowing that everybody had a good time and enjoyed themselves.
The best part of student government for me has just been all of the opportunities that I've gotten from being a part of it. I've also gotten involved with the beautification committee around here, so heading that committee's been probably the best part of student government for me, just because not only is it impacting the school around me directly, but it's also leaving me with a feeling of satisfaction knowing that I left my mark on Homestead.
Student government meets every Wednesday after school, and that's when they discuss different plans for the future of Homestead. If you're interested in running for office next year, you can talk to Miss Brayman in the Freshman Academy office or Miss Huey in room 717. For HHS In Depth, I'm Reagan Jones.
And now it's time for another student profile. This week you'll learn about junior Anja Elizondo, who is aspiring to be a world-class skier.
Many of you may know Anya Elizondo, but do you know that she goes to ski every winter while we are in school? Over the winter months, Anya travels across the country for the opportunity to ski at a high level.
The events I compete in are Super G, which is a speed event, and then Giant Slalom and Slalom, which are both technical events. I started skiing when I was 18 months old, and I started racing when I was 7, and I started because my dad raced in college, and then my brother started.
Anya's favorite event is a slalom event. She expresses that she likes it because it's a lot of quick movements and it is very technical.
At the end of December, I withdraw from Homestead, and I do online school out of Ben Davis in Indy. In winter, until I get back after spring break, I re-enroll at Homestead and just start here for the last quarter. This season, I'm moving out to Colorado to train instead of New York. So it'll be good to have some bigger mountains to train on and more competition.
Anya has made great strides in the skiing world.
Some of my biggest accomplishments are I won the New York State Slalom Championships, and then the past 3 years I've gone on to represent the United States at the Canadian American Games. One of the coolest moments that I've had with skiing is in the summertime. I work at a kids ski camp out in Oregon, and I work with a bunch of members of the U.S. ski team and their coaches. If someone was trying to get into skiing or get better at a sport, I would just suggest keep working at it. Like, it's not all gonna be easy or perfect, but at some point it has to get better.
Anya would like to compete in Division I skiing when she goes to college. If you see Anya in the halls, don't hesitate to ask her about her skiing career. For HHS In Depth, I'm Kaylee Behrens.
The FTC Robotic team is hard at work designing and building this year's robot. To learn more about them and what they've been up to this year, here's reporter Sydney Scholl.
You may have been wondering what goes on in the shop rooms after school. The FTC Robotics team has been hard at work developing their group robot and preparing for competition this upcoming winter.
We actually show up right after school down here in the shops, and we usually create a plan. Like we'll sit down and we'll talk about, okay, these people together are going to work on the logo design, and these people are going to work on what we're planning on doing this year or what our robot's going to look like. And so since it's still in the beginning, we still only have like vague stuff that we're doing, but it's still important stuff.
Members of the robotics team enjoy the atmosphere and learning opportunities that allow them to better understand engineering and modeling.
I chose to join robotics because I'm very interested in the engineering aspect and very interested in building the robot and seeing how everything works. I love that we started the FTC team this year because not only do I have my FRC team in the spring, I have this in the fall. And so I really get to not just focus on building big robots, but smaller ones and understanding even more aspects of things.
I joined robotics because my physics teacher said that it would seem like something that I would like, and I talked to my friend about it. He said that we program and make robots, and it just seemed like a really cool thing to do.
I joined robotics because in middle school I did Lego League, and this is kind of a step up from that. I enjoy programming and engineering, so I thought this would be a fun thing to do after school.
Joining the FTC Robotics team provides preparation, excitement, and anticipation for the higher level team in the future.
The FTC team makes a smaller robot. It's only 18 inches by 18 inches by 18 inches. And they perform on a smaller field, while the FRC team builds a robot that can be anywhere to 6 feet tall. It varies throughout the year on the height, and our field is very large. It's almost like a basketball court. And then we're also preparing people for the FRC team. Like the FTC team is teaching basic concepts that will help people within the FRC team since it's a bigger robot.
Everyone is able to join, whether you have little or no experience. If you have any interest in the team, talk to any of the members or Mr. Steverson, or just show up to one of the meetings on Tuesdays and Thursdays in room 423. For HHS In Depth, I'm Sydney Scholl.
Boys basketball tryouts begin on Monday, November 7th. Seniors, juniors, and sophomores will be held from 3 to 5:30 with freshmen from 7 to 9. All players must have their physical and concussion form turned into the athletic office before participating.
Pre-sale tickets are still on sale in the athletic office for the sectional football championship game at Warsaw tonight at 7 p.m. Tickets are $6 each and will be on sale until noon only today. You'll be able to buy tickets at the gate tonight at Warsaw.
And speaking of tonight's football game, Austin Render is back with an all-new sports corner, with this week getting us caught up with the football team as they prepare for tonight's sectional championship game.
Hello Homestead, I'm Austin Render with another edition of the Sports Corner. Today we check back in with the football team as they prepare for tonight's sectional championship against Warsaw. For the third consecutive season, Homestead finds themselves preparing for a sectional championship. This year it has a different feel, being labeled the defending sectional champion.
High intensity all the time, just making sure that just limit mistakes and really play as if we were in a game. Make sure we're all clicking and doing what we need to do.
Coming off last year's sectional win, we know that this year we have to attack it a lot harder and just be a better team all around. This week of practice means a lot to us, and just going at it every rep.
The seniors know they have one final year to bring home another sectional trophy to Homestead.
It's awesome being a senior, having another opportunity to win a sectional championship for Homestead's a great experience. Like I said, hard work's on the line, so all around I think the guys are all hyped up and ready to go after it again.
It means a lot to me, especially in the other seniors, because it's our last go, and so each week could be our last week, especially when hardware's on the line, so we're going to go out there and give 120%.
This week, the team travels to Warsaw, where they will look for back-to-back sectional championships.
Again, stopping from putting points on the board. We got a high-power offense that holds the ball for long periods of time. And you got Jordan Presley who's running all over every defense he's played so far. So we know offensively they're going to put up points on the board. Defense, just got to shut them out.
Limit mistakes, keep playing as a team. These last few weeks, Homestead has really been clicking as a team, offensively and defensively. So there's some goosebumps, there's a few butterflies, but overall I'm just super excited. Ready to go get some hardware.
Make sure you make your way out to Warsaw tonight to root on the Spartans as they take on the Tigers in the sectional championship starting at 7 o'clock. We want to give a shout out to the girls cross country team who placed third at the state meet last weekend. Individuals Madison Dislerath and Catherine Walther got 9th and 10th respectively, finishing as all-state runners. All these results were best in school history. Congratulations to all of the girls and to the coaching staff on a great season. Congratulations to the Homestead Spartans girls basketball team, who are ranked #1 in the entire state in the first poll of the year. And with the rest of the winter sports teams starting their seasons, I'll start checking in with those teams in a few weeks. Until then, have a great weekend and make sure to get out to Warsaw tonight to cheer on the football team in the sectional championship.
And now here's HHS in-depth weatherman Riley Kamala with a look at our weekend's weather forecast.
Good afternoon, Homestead. It's Riley Kamala here, and it's time for your weekend weather forecast. We're looking at some beautiful weather today with sunny skies and a high of 58 and a low of 39. So if you're heading to the game at Warsaw this evening, you may want to wear some long sleeves. And the temperatures are then warming up with sunny skies once again tomorrow with a high of 64 and a low of 42. And to end this beautiful weekend, we're looking at mostly sunny skies with a high of 63 and a low of 39 on Sunday. This concludes your weekend weather forecast. Have a real nice weekend, Homestead.
Well, that wraps up this edition of HHS In Depth. I'm Reagan Jones.
And I'm Jessica Walter. Thank you for watching today.
And now here's this week's Picture of the Week. Congratulations to sophomore Braden Hathaway and Kinsley Rushing.
To have your photo in the running for Picture of the Week, just email us a high-resolution photo in landscape mode with your name and grade level to hhsindepth@gmail.com.
Today we leave you with a song exclusive to our radio station, the Point 91 FM.
Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
I've made up my mind over and over. Keep pressing rewind, but I'm getting older. Tried every door, don't know who I'm looking for. And I've made up my mind over and over. I can't be everything you want me